Hello everyone, this is Geometry Dreams, etc. And I was just finishing up 2 Jane journal albums for customers of mine. And one of the things that I created for the books were these tags. And I thought I would do this short video just to show you how I go about doing the collage stamp work on blank tags. I've had a number of people ask me if I would do a tutorial on this, so I thought that I would just go ahead and do this short video while I was in the process of making these tags. So what I have as shown here is I just used some blank manila ship tags, or there's a Sizzix die where you can make your own tags. And I think you can even get templates, free templates on making these tags. You can make them out of file folders and then just do a hole punch through the middle. So I used one of these. I used coin envelopes, and then there is the 7 Gypsy library cards that I used to back them with. But if you don't have these, you could use file folders and create something similar. I printed out a couple of the designs from the Simply Jane collection and Victoria Ann. But again, you could use pretty much any design that you wanted to use, whether it be text or if you have some sort of figure that you want to use. This technique will pretty much apply to just about any image that you would want to use in creating your tag. So you're just going to take and cut those out. Okay, so after you've cut out all the images that you want to use on your tags, the next thing that I do is I just distressed the edges. Vintage photo is one of my favorites. So the first thing that I like to do is do the backgrounds. And normally you want to do your background in a lighter color. So, and then as you move towards the top layers, you'll use the darker colors of inks. And I know that, like, when starting out with stamping, there's a lot of choices out there as far as colors and different types of ink pads. And one of my favorites that I use is the archival ink pads. So I'll be using these in black and the plum. I love the plum, the potting soil, a green color, and a blue color. Start with using my script stencil. And let's see. And then I'm just gonna keep with the distress ink, the vintage photo, and I'm gonna start off with that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, now that I have my background, I'm going to position my image on there where I'd like it, and I'm going to kind of set it to the side a little bit. This is where you want to start collaging in some of the other stamps. And so I'm going to go with the next darkest, which is the green. And I don't have a green in the archival ink, so what I'm using here is the Memento bamboo leaves. So this is a Tim Holtz stamp that I'll be using. It's from the French Marketplace. I know many people use the blocks. I don't, but for this video, I'll use them. Sometimes the backs don't stick to these very well, so I just don't end up using them, but again, for this video, I will. So I'm just gonna put some of the green colored ink. The one thing when collaging your stamp work is not to be afraid of stamping over the image or stamping over other areas that you've already stamped. And then I like to press the stamp down for a good 5 seconds because that really gives the ink time to saturate onto the paper or tag, so you get a good imprint. Okay. So next, I'll do the London like I have here. And I'm not sure where I got this. I'm not sure what brand of stamp this one is. I love it. I use it a lot. And so I'm just going to take some of the blue ink. Okay, and next I think I want to bring in some of the plum color. I'm going to bring this one kind of across the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to do that in black. And these don't stick well to the block, so that's why I'm not using a stamp block. And then last, I'm going to use my plum color again and just use my little postcard stamp. Okay, I'm just going to lay this, I think I'll go at a diagonal. Alright, and that is probably all I'm going to do for that stamp, and then last I'll just finish it off with some washi tape. So when starting with the background image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the text that I cut out from my design, and I'm just going to lay it on the tag like so. Going to use one of my library card stamps, and I think I'm going to start off because I'm going over this background which has some darker vibrant colors. I'm going to start with the darker color for my background this time. I'm going to go with some of the blue. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I want to go even darker, and I'm going to take some of the brown this time. I'm going to use the potting soil and use my postcard stamp. Okay, so next I think I want something kind of in this section. Okay. Now, let's say I stamped this and I'm not really crazy about the lines and more lines. I'm not liking the look of it. So there's a couple things you can do. If you stamp an area and you end up not liking it after you stamp it, you can, to separate some of those lines and bring out the post more, you can add in some washi tape, or you could cut the rows and place the rows there like I did here. I think I'm just gonna add maybe one little stamp here in the rows, just a little one. Maybe do, I did this one last time, so I think I'll stick with that one. And we're going to start with that background again. This time I'm going to use some of the green. I'm going to use a script stamp. Use this Tim Holtz one. Okay. So I have my background laid down, and then the next thing that I do normally is place down my image. And I'm gonna go right there, I think. I'm just gonna place her off to the side. Here next. So I have this numbered stamp, and I'm going to add in some of the blue. I want to really darken it over this green. And again, don't be afraid to go over the image, which I'm going to do a little bit of. Okay. And then this section right here is, I would definitely want to stamp something there. So I think I'm going to do the red. Let's do some of the red, plum color. And then I want a circular, but I think that postmark. I'm going to use some of this potting soil brown. I think I just want just the very edge there. Okay, and I think I'll leave it just like that. And then just want to finish off with some of the washi tape. So I'm going to grab this teal color. Alright, and then do one more here, and this time I'm going to use this image from the Victoria Ann collection. Okay, so to figure out which stamps I want to use, I just kind of play around with what I think I might like here. I think I like this one, and I'm going to do the, let's see, what color do I want? Actually, I think I'm going to bring in some of this green first. Any of the stamp, but I don't care if I get it on her hair, her bow, so we're just going to cover the face up. I probably, again, this is where I probably should have stamped this on first before applying my image, but sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, I want something larger print, because I've used small print with my script, and I want something that'll really stand out. Paris. I have a London already, so I think I'll use this Paris stamp, and I'm going to use it in the blue. Something kind of right there, so I'm not sure yet. Maybe this. I think that's what I'll do. I'll do that, and I'm going to use, I'll use the red, the plum color. And I'm just going to go kind of across, I think, like so. Alrighty. And then I just think I want something just really little in black over on this side, just something really small. And so I think I'm going to use my little postcard stamp here, and we'll just put something maybe kind of right there, or we could go up here. And I think I'm going to do just a little, maybe right there. And I pressed down too hard. Oops. Oh, oh no! Now I got black going across her face, and I don't want black on her face. Alright, so there we have it, minus the black smudge, which I think I'm going to try to correct with some acrylic paint. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then I will be back. Okay, so I fixed her face as best as I could, getting the black ink off of her that I annihilated her with. So I like this blue that I stamped here, and I think I want to bring just a little bit of it, just a little bit down here. So I think I'm going to go back and grab my Paris stamp and add in just a little bit more of that blue. I think I'm just gonna maybe right down here, just the beginning of the P. Alright, so there is, I think I'm done stamping with this now, and I'm just going to add the washi tape. So I got my little scrap pieces here that I'll use. We'll go across our hair here. Don't really want to cover up Paris or post. There we go. Do a little section there, and maybe I think I'm going to grab a little more of that orange washi tape. So there you have a general idea, hopefully, of just kind of my technique for doing my collage stamp work. I think it's lots of fun, and again, it's a great way to use up scraps of fabric, washi tape, little scraps of your papers that you have to keep in mind when you do this again is to not be afraid of going over your image with the stamp, the overlapping of each stamp. That's one of the main things about doing the collage work is layering the colors and the stamps, and again remembering when you do your backgrounds, you know, start with your lighter color of stamps, and usually smaller, whatever you have that's smaller print is best for your background. And then as you bring things forward, you go with the darker colors, the larger print, and just work your way around your image. So now what I did here with these is I just took the library card, and like I said, you can use a file folder if you don't have these. You just use a cut off part of the file folder with the tab. And I always just distress my edges real quick here. And then after doing that, just take and with one of these envelopes, I just took it and I cut it in half. So I got this, and I just glue this little flap down to create my pocket. And then I just used a stamp where it could allow for a place if you wanted to journal inside it or title it. And just did the black. I forgot, distress my envelope here. Gotta do that. I'll probably go back through and distress it a little better, but you get the idea there. I'm just gonna lay my stamp down. I probably could have used the block for this one. Like I said, the reason I didn't use the block on all the stamps previously is because some of them don't stick very well, and I just get used to grabbing stamps and then using my hands to push them down with, but the proper way to do it is with a stamp block. And then just gonna glue this down. And I kind of glued it down off to the left edge of my library card. And then added some washi tape. So let's see if I use this card here. Okay, so if we stick it inside little pocket here, I think, you know, I could go with either the teal washi tape or some of the pink. Just kind of see what might be better. I like the teal. And just place it on the side there. And then I just used, for these little typewriter keys, I used the Tim Holtz type charms. Okay, so I just used the Tim Holtz type charms for that right there, and that's pretty much it. And then what I'll do is in my book here, that I just need to do the covers of these, but here's my Jane Journal book that I'm working on, and then I'll just take and let's see, I'll put the, you know, insert this in here so that the, let's see if I can get it in the camera here, so that the J sticks out, and then so then I'll just have it in my book, the library cards, so I have the Jane for Jane. Again, hopefully you got some ideas, and if you have any questions, you can always feel free to leave me an email, or you can post the message on my YouTube channel.